Well, Rolex rang in the new year the only way it knows how, with a price hike. Shocking? Hardly. But we're not here to just echo what you already know. This video takes a fresh look at Rolex's price trends by lining them up against other life expenses over the last decade. So whether you're a dedicated collector, a luxury market bystander, or an Econ Stats junkie, you've landed in the right spot to unpack the ebb and flow of Rolex's pricing waves. On average, we're seeing price bumps between 4.4 to 4.5%. Take the black steel Submariner, for instance. It's up from around $8,600 to $9,000. As for the steel Daytona, that jumped from $12,700 to a rather precise $13,200. And let's not forget the steel sports models. They've surged by $3,000 to $4,500. Apparently, precious metals aren't the only things worth their weight. Now, stepping back to view the larger economic landscape, it seems Rolex has found its sweet spot among other luxury splurges. Over the last decade, their price adjustments seem almost reasonable compared to other high-end investments. But here's a twist. While salaries in the UK have crept up by 28.5%, the cost of just about everything else has shot through the roof, so much for stretching that paycheck in good old Blighty. Let's put the spotlight on three Rolex icons: the black steel Submariner, the blue two-tone, and the steel Daytona. We took a nostalgic look back at their prices from 2014 and made some educated guesses about where they might land by 2034 using past trends as breadcrumbs. Spoiler alert, it's not a hop, skip, and a jump, it's more like a leap across the Grand Canyon. While we're crunching the numbers, let's paint a picture. 10 years down the road, that no-frills black steel Submariner might set you back a cool $14,000. The blue Z could climb to a lofty $21,000. And the steel Panda Daytona? It might just hit the $22,000 mark if Rolex keeps turning up the heat on their prices. Looking back at what these watches cost on the grey market just a blink ago, these forecasts might make your wallet flinch. Fast forward a decade, and it'll be quite the throwback to see how spot on or wildly off we were. But really, expecting Rolex to bump up prices every year for 10 years? That's like waiting for a quiet kid to suddenly run for class president. Unexpected. But hey, stranger things have happened. These projected figures might seem a tad steep now, but then again, the world of luxury watches is never just about keeping time. It's about making a statement. Hold up, subscribe now and become a part of the opulent Oasis family. Get ahead with our exclusive content. Let's continue. Zooming out to the wider market, it's clear that it's not just watches that are climbing the price ladder. This is a common scene across sectors like real estate and even volatile spaces like Bitcoin. This highlights just how much our sense of value shifts and dances over time. When we delve into why Rolex might keep nudging their prices northward, we bump right into the ever-popular topic of inflation. Think of it this way. Inflation is like your money slowly losing its sprinting speed. What it could race across the store to buy today, it might only manage a sluggish walk for tomorrow. While the idea of inflation might make us clutch our wallets a bit tighter, a sprinkle of inflation each year isn't all doom and gloom. It's actually the secret sauce that keeps an economy lively and kicking. Inflation isn't just a handy term for economists, it also plays a critical role for folks holding onto assets like Rolex watches, houses, or bars of gold. Let's crunch some numbers for fun. Picture buying a steel Submariner for $5,700 back in 2014. If inflation had the only say, you'd expect it to cost around $7,500 today. But Rolex, they've decided to race ahead, pricing it now at a cool $9,000. It seems they're sprinting while inflation is casually tying its shoelaces. And for a whimsical historical twist, if you had $5,700 back in 2014, imagine having a fortune comparable to King John's in 1209. About $9 million today if we're playing fast and loose with historical fun facts. So why does Rolex keep pushing their prices up every year? It's not just because they need to cover the escalating costs of buzzing machinery, employee wages, and those ever-rising utility bills. Interestingly, despite these increases, Rolex operates as a non-profit organization. Yes, you heard that right. A non-profit that somehow manages to rake in hefty profits annually. Sounds a bit like a magician revealing his tricks, while still leaving the audience amazed. Their mission isn't to jack up stock prices or stuff their pockets, but to ensure the business's sustainable growth. And grow they do because, despite the price hikes, the allure of owning a Rolex keeps their tills ringing. It's a strategy that's as savvy as it is cheeky, ensuring Rolex watches remain as coveted as ever in the luxury market. There's a stir in the luxury watch waters these days, particularly with top-shelf pieces like Sky Dwellers, Yachtmasters, and Submariners. These models, once the darlings of the showcase, are now facing a bit of a slump, fetching prices below what you'd expect at retail. This shift has potential buyers scratching their heads, wondering if investing in these luxury tickers is as wise as it used to be. It's a curious twist that's made these high-end watches a tougher sell than a crossword puzzle on a Monday morning. For those looking to wear and cherish these watches, now's a prime time to snag one. Navigating the currents of the luxury watch market, we're witnessing a fascinating tango between the secondary market's fluctuations, the standing of authorized dealers, and the overall pulse of the Rolex empire. It's easy to crack a smile at the influence grey market dealers have, but their impact is no joke. It seriously reshapes the watch landscape. You can see this shift even in how advertisements are landing these days. They just don't pack the same punch amid these shifting sands. Peering into the future, if Rolex keeps nudging their prices up annually, we might see a generation of watch lovers relegated to window shopping. Forking over $9,000 for a steel Submariner isn't exactly spare change. While Rolex spells luxury, nudging young enthusiasts to the margins could really wind down the brand's long-term charm. Diving deeper, the steel Submariner isn't just a pretty face, it's a masterpiece of engineering. Crafted from 904L stainless steel, known for its super resistance to corrosion, and featuring a unidirectional rotatable bezel, it's a diver's best friend for tracking time underwater. Its luminescent hour markers light up the ocean's darkest depths, making it not just a status symbol, but a vital tool for deep-sea adventurers. These aren't just bells and whistles, they're practical features that define its clout. As Rolex's price tag soar, these unique characteristics might soon be beyond reach for the younger crowd, who value both its aesthetic allure and deep-sea credentials. When we look at the secondary market, it's quite fascinating to see how Rolex's price increases play out. You might think that these hikes would tighten the margins for grey market dealers, but surprisingly, both retail and grey market prices usually rise in tandem. This means there's still a profit to be made, and watches bought years ago might just appreciate over time, much like a good wine that gets better with age. As with any product, Rolex isn't immune to the rising costs of materials, labor, and other production necessities. To maintain their profitability, Rolex smartly adjusts their prices in response. So if you've ever picked up a Rolex, these ongoing price hikes might have actually increased the value of your investment. If you're considering getting a Rolex, acting sooner might save you from future price increases. Now, we'd really like to hear what you think about Rolex's strategy with these price hikes. Feel free to share your views in the comments below. It's always great to have a solid discussion. Don't forget to hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more updates. We're excited to see you in our next video.